Good day, everyone. I'm back in the car. Took the pups to the park. Stopped to get a new vape and a protein shake from my gym because they're in the same mall. These protein shakes are delicious. However, they are stupid expensive. Especially when you get double protein. They add like $2 to it. Anyway, I'm in the car. And I was thinking about something that happened last night after our Shadow Dart game. So just to bring you up to speed, our Shadow Dart game, playing with Nano Reaper, Pox Toxic, and Irving Twin, as well as C-Mac and her bow. And they had a little adventure in the secret hideaway of a leprechaun where they were duped into accepting money from his crock of gold. They filled their pockets, they filled their packs with gold aplenty, took it back to town, spent like wild men and women, and the next day, wouldn't you know it, all the gold they spent turned into stones. And so, they were brought before the magistrate for passing off a illusory coin, and we're given an earful. Anyway, their patron in the town of Dunshara, or the city of Dunshara, spoke on their behalf and promised that the monies would be forthcoming, and basically took the hit for them. They don't have the money yet, but their patron Kyle said, "Okay, well, you're going to have to go on quest for it. You're going to have to go on an adventure." And he gave them a couple of options, and they decided to go to the Gloaming. And if you're familiar with Shadow Dart, the Gloaming was from Cursed Scroll number, I want to say it's number 1, but it might be 3. I can't remember. One of the first 3 Cursed Scrolls was called Diableri, and it features a region called the Gloaming, which is like a cursed forest. Not a very big forest, probably about 60 square miles or something like that. But yeah, it's a haunted and cursed forest. So they're going in there to seek adventure and their wealth. Now, after the adventure, we got to talking, me and Pox and Nano Reaper and Twin, about different rules. And they were saying to me, "Oh, we want to play Camino. We want to play Camino." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm doing a rules rewrite, so it's not quite ready to run. I mean, I could run it on the fly with the stuff I have, but it wouldn't be complete, and I'd be making a lot of stuff up to rules-wise as I go along." But we talked about Alchemy. So I want to have a set of rules for Alchemy. Now, for the game Camino, long story short, Camino is like a neo-fantasy kind of situation in a quasi-post-apocalyptic kind of situation. Anyway, think bright, but a little more destitute in the United States. Anyway, so in Camino, I have a magic system which is very narrative-driven, and I was tuned into Diversity and Dragons' explanation of Thaco and Target 20 as being interchangeable, and I really like the elegant system of Target 20. So for Camino, I think I'd like to use a Target 20 system, whereby every time you roll your dice and you add all your modifiers, your target is always going to be 20. It makes it just so much faster. So I developed a magic system that hit that. Basically, you will always try and shoot for 20 when you're rolling to cast a spell. If you don't, your spell fails. If you do, then great, it goes off. With a number of modifiers in place based on environmental effects, accoutrements you might have, that kind of thing. But for Alchemy, I want something just as elegant, but I think the nature of Alchemy necessitates that it be a little bit more crunchy in terms of the rules. So I was thinking about it, a lot of ideas were floated about, and here's what I think I'm going to do. So for Alchemy, your target is going to be 20 to brew a concoction or a fuel additive or whatever it is you're trying to do. If you hit the 20, you get a standard dose. If you get above 20 by, say, +3 or more, or maybe anything above 20 with your totals, then you have the choice of either increasing the efficacy, meaning the duration of it lasts longer, increasing the potency, meaning it doubles or increases the effect of the concoction, or increase the shelf life. So if you get above your 20 target, the shelf life of your concoction lasts longer. Because I like the way Deathbringer handles it, where the Plague Doctor, he brews a potion, but if he doesn't use it in a day, it basically becomes inert. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have that similar situation, but give you the option, if you roll really well on your alchemy check, you can increase its shelf life essentially. And while I think a lot of people would like to have a set, like a list of potion types, part of me is inclined to making it more like a narrative kind of thing. Like, you decide what kind of potion you want to concoct. You add all your bonuses, you make your roll, you hit 20, that potion is concocted. Now you have to develop your own recipe. Like, you can't just say, this is a potion that makes me super strong. You'll have to lay out, when you say what it is you want this potion to do, well, you'll have to lay out what the in-game effects are. And I think, again, it's going to need to be a collaborative narrative type of system where the GM and the player are going to decide on what makes sense. If you know anything about my games, which you probably don't because none of them are published just yet, settle down. Then, Trinity, quiet. She gets this way whenever in her house. I like a very rules-light system. I like things to be narrative, and I like a good faith back and forth between players and GMs in determining how the roles resolve in game. Anyway, I gotta stop this because she's not gonna let me talk. Trinity! Oh, monkey. Okay, you all take care. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.